Hi there, I'm George Clay with today's podcast. We're going to be talking about generating leads by hand. Well, there are, of course, faster, easier ways to get sales leads, but faster not always wins this particular horse race because quality still matters, and that's where doing your own list building really does shine. It's the single best way you can take control of your pipeline, choosing exactly who you want to talk to based on your own selection criteria, hand-picked special interest prospects. Okay, let's get into it. Best way to get started is with a story, my story. When I was looking for some good sales leads recently, but kept running into dead ends. In this case, it was with my list broker. Same reliable list company I've used for years. Now, maybe you can relate to this. I was told there were too few prospects on their compiled list that would match the kinds of prospects I was looking to target. Now, they said, George, you're being way too picky, trying to find needle in a haystack because your search criteria is really just way too selective. That's the kind of feedback I was getting. So you're probably wondering what were the kinds of prospects I was looking to target. Now, my client was an engineering company, environmental engineering, looking to introduce their services to legal firms, lawyers and attorneys. Now, these were some of their happiest clients. So that's what I was looking to match. But not just any group of lawyers and attorneys. What I needed was a very specialized list, small group practices, boutique law firms specializing in real estate law. But again, very specialized land use and zoning work for real estate developments, both private and municipal work. Now, to be fair, the list broker ran the counts and came up with something, well, small handful of prospects, small pickings. We're talking about maybe 10 or 25 prospects, not locally, but in the entire USA. And this from a list compiler I've been using for years and years. So what do I do? Forget this project and just move on to something else? Now, before you throw up your hands and say, I told you so, list building, that sounds great, but it just doesn't work. Stay with me on this because this is where things get interesting. I decided to try something new, at least for me it was new, and it is called Google Gemini, real-time searching to find, in this case, my ideal prospects. Now, I've mentioned Google Gemini in an earlier podcast. Simple and easy to use, plus it's free and comes with no subscription fee. Of course, lots of other platforms out there for this, but so far, I've stayed with Google Gemini simply because for me, it gets the job done without me having to learn any kind of technical stuff that I'm just not ready to dive into. You can use Google Gemini as a kind of matchmaker or analytical partner to find your best fit prospects by, first of all, looking at who already buys from you. Loves your service and stays the longest. That's one way to look at it. You can run some real-time searches and see if you find targeted prospects who already understand your value because they match your existing best fit customers. That's how it works. Now, for my environmental engineering client, their niche in this particular segment we're working on were lawyers and attorneys. So I was able to run some client names into Google Gemini and search for names and locations of similar best fit candidates. Did I get the perfect list ready made for some outbound prospecting? Not at all. I wish I could say so. Uh, Gemini, it's not the silver bullet for instant list building by hand. You'll need to work with Google Gemini, refining your searches with specific data criteria, things like geographic locations, employee headcount, keywords or phrases related to companies you want to target. What worked for me with my attorney list searches was finding something like, close to 200 individual attorney practices with direct dial numbers and their emails. How I did this was more list building by hand, going to specific attorney websites and extracting the contact data for the individual attorneys I thought best fit for my environmental engineering client. In this case, it was exactly what I needed for reaching out to these individuals who I knew pretty well in advance would be receptive to hearing about my engineering environmental client. Just know that this is all not a quick fix for list building by hand. It takes work, and it can times be tedious because Google Gemini is not the end-all solution to effective list building by hand. So LinkedIn, for example, is a good resource for adding contact names to whatever company profiles Gemini turns up for your particular campaigns. But all in all, Google Gemini, terrific matchmaker for your list building campaigns. Try it out and see if you agree. Well, that is it for now, and we'll keep the conversation going in the next podcast. So long for now. Bye bye.